Now let's configure our macro. So for this, go to Apps, Macros, create new configuration, and here choose the return tracking key macro. Give it a name, whatever you want, and let's fill in this parameter. So for the first one, you'll need to enter predefined carrier prefix. This is basically a license plate in OTTO, and you can get it from your carrier. In our case, it's DHL. Now for the range, it's also configured in your carrier settings. For the template, it should always be like this. Notification number is a number of generated return tracking keys. Upon reaching of our integration will send you an email with warning about reaching the maximum capacity. Now, next parameters allow you to enter email from, email to, and username and password of this email. Now, server name, you will use whatever a server name you're using. For Gmail, it's smtp.gmail.com. The port is also of the email provider. So for us, it's 587, and that's it. Now, when this has been filled, you can save the configuration. It is very important macro, and without it, the integration will not run. Now, enable it, and let's go to rules engine. So for this, you'll need to add new rule. For us, it's return tracking. Now go to add new condition. Add new condition by source and enter the value equals to OTTO Market. Now add action, choose execute a macro and choose our newly created macro. Now save and enable. Now let's go to channel configuration. Press add new, search for OTTO and choose OTTO Market. Enter whatever name you want, press next, agree to terms and conditions, press next, and enter your OTTO API credentials. This will be client ID, client secret. Now for test purposes, use test client ID, client secret, and sandbox. Now here you can enable download of announced orders. Announced orders are unpaid orders in OTTO, and by default you only download paid orders. So if you want to download unpaid announced orders, please check this checkbox. Then we will also need to set up one more macro if you want to use announced orders. Now let's enter shipment data. This is from your carrier. City, country code, zip code, and carrier. Our carrier is DHL. Press next and finish. Now let's map the locations. Choose order download location and sync inventory location. Now let's edit integration and enable account order dispatches cancellation notes. Optionally, you can enable order sync date, enable inventory and price updates if you would like. Press save. Now, if credentials are correct, you can go to sync status pending and wait for order download. When it's done, go to orders, open orders, and there should appear new test orders from OTTO. Please review them and also check items additional info for return tracking key. Now the return tracking key macro should have assigned it for every item. However, it will only assign it in paid orders. Now let's dispatch one of the order. Use process order and enter tracking number. print the label, and press process. Now this should send an order to OTTO. Now let's cancel another order. Please make sure you select Send Cancellation Note to Channel before canceling an order. Now this should have been cancelled. For next action, we'll try to split multiple order, cancel one of this, and dispatch other part. Now choose an order, go to Split, split some items, and refresh. Now here you can see that 3 of the orders have the same reference. Now you cancel the one you don't want. Make sure to send cancellation note. And you can see that this order has been cancelled. Now let's go to channel integration and press edit. Here you can also enable announced orders if you want. Now let's create new configuration for the macro for announced orders. Give it whatever name it you want. And create schedules. We will create hourly schedule that will recur every day and will recur every 1 hour. And press enable. Now if you want to run this macro every 15 minutes, you will need 4 hourly schedules that will run each day, every hour, but at different time. At the bottom of the schedule, you are able to select the minute when it starts. Just create 4 schedules, one that runs at 00, 15, 30 and 45 minutes. This will run this macro every 15 minutes. Now let's fill in the parameters. This is the same client ID, client secret and sandbox that was in the initial setup. Just enter a location here. Now let's go to the edit and press include announced. Now this will enable integration to download unpaid announced orders. Let's wait for the next order download. Now we have one announced order. It is locked and all unpaid orders will be locked. It has no shipping address in OTTO, so we put it all as announced. Now all unpaid orders will have announced as their shipping address. If you use any merge logic, make sure to disable it for auto source. Now when an order will become paid in OTTO, our macro will go to OTTO, check for it and update it. It will unlock the orders and add shipping information. It will also add return tracking keys to each item in the orders. Now, thank you for your attention and I hope all go well.